Welcome to the Thursday Reviews with me, Joe, folks. And for this week's review, it's not going to be a film. Oh no, it's going to be a TV series back in the early 80s or late 70s, I believe. I'm not really sure what the date. I should have done my research, but I got to get this video up quick, folks. And for this week's review, I'm going to do a very funny series back in the day that was probably a big revolutionary for comedies today, and that is Soap. And I'm primarily going to focus on the first season, so let's go on with the review, folks. So the first season centers around the Tates, who are a rich family, and the Campbells, who are a, what's the word? A middle-class family. There we go. And it centers around those two families, and the connection between the two is Jessica Tate, who is the main, wife of the Tates, and Mary Campbell, who is the main wife of the Campbells, are sisters. And they pretty much get along with each other, despite some craziness between their families. I mean, there's a bunch of crazy characters. I mean, for the Campbells, there's Bert Campbell, who kind of reminds me a bit of Goofy, and I guess you could say, who else? Well, he's a funny character and a pretty good actor. My God, he's a very funny guy. I mean, he's just crazy. He's a crazy guy. I mean, during the season, he thought he could turn invisible. Another time, he's just crazy. And also and getting on with the other members of the Campbell family, there's Danny Campbell, who tries to be a mobster, but eventually gets involved with the mobster's daughter and gets married, forced to as well. And probably the possible controversial character of the series, Jody Campbell, who is played by Billy Crystal. And the shocker is, he's a homosexual. And I have to say, that's pretty controversial back during those times. I mean, they got guts. I gotta give them credit for that. Susan Harris, you're a funny person, I have to say. While in the Tates, there's a lot of characters right there. For one, my personal favorite character of the Tates is their butler, Benson, who later on gets his own TV series. Now that's definitely a good sign for a good show. That is so funny that even one of their supporting characters gets his own show. How about that? And they got two daughters. One is pretty much a very horny person. Another one is kind of desperate. A son who's pretty much like the only normal one who eventually starts getting crazy, if you know what I mean. And of course, Jessica Tate's dad, who still thinks it's World War II. So you're gonna likely to get some crazy old folks jokes right there. And that's pretty much the characters right there. Let's primarily focus on the season. The season centers around starting off with Jessica Tate having an affair from his husband because, he's not home because he's having an affair himself. And ironically enough, the affair that Jessica has is with her tennis instructor, who ironically is, now this is no spoiler, it's pretty much in the first episode, is Bert Campbell's son. And later on, something happens to him, which resolves like the family getting into court, and Jessica is believed to be the prime suspect, and she just acts like a goof, and she's like, "Oh, what? Oh, I did that? Oh my! How could I do something like that? I couldn't even hurt a fly. I mean, you should look at my house. There's flies in the corner. Although Benson does kill him." Kind of like that. Pretty much the show, in my view, is because of the characters. The characters are very memorable, funny, and sometimes the plots just come out of nowhere. It's like they actually pulled them off, and they pull off because of the great writing from Susan Harris, who is known for creating the Golden Girls, and I'm surprised how good the writing is. I mean, that's definitely a true creator of a TV show right there, folks. I mean, she created a show, and that she wrote almost every episode. by herself. Then there are a few that she co-wrote with, but she's the brains of the series, folks. And the first season is kind of like goes through the main plot of the court case that they are involved with, which I'm not going to reveal what the case is because I want to encourage you guys to watch this because this is a very good show and I think it deserves more credit. And that's pretty much it for the first season of Soap, folks. And post in comments below if you have something to say about this review or you had to say something about Soap, which is an awesome series if I have to say so myself. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, The Daily Movie Critics, up there. And don't forget to subscribe to our own personal channels. We do our own personal videos, which are pretty entertaining if I had to say so myself. And that's it for now, folks. And be cool.